Well, hello everybody. Here we are. This is the very first live stream that I've ever tried, so this could get very interesting. Could be very entertaining. Hopefully not too much. But anyway, I see a lot of people in here already. I really appreciate you guys showing up. I'm surprised. I really didn't expect to see too many people show up for the live stream. Number one, I didn't know how to promote it right in the beginning here, but I appreciate seeing you all here. We got lawnmower. Let me kind of scroll through here and see who we got. We've got Diggin' Richmond, and you guys, I'm going to be bringing him on here in just a little bit. Diggin' Richmond is he's up in Canada, and he also does live stream. He has a live stream show, and he's featured Sod Busters Metal Detecting on his show here just about a month ago. We were on there, so you're gonna want to go and check out his channel there as well and see what he's got going on. So let's see, we've got Scott Kielman here from West Virginia. I appreciate you being here. Teresa from Teresa's Treasure Hunting. She's got a YouTube channel. You want to check that out. Good friend of mine, and she's here today. I appreciate her being here. Lawnmower Man, thank you for being here. All right. Let's see who else we got here. Lawnmower Man, Detector Steve. How you doing? I appreciate you being here. Demon Rat 71. Good to have you here. And let's see here. I think we've got that covered for now. Other people will be jumping on board here, hopefully. Anyway, let me bring on a couple of guests. Right now, I'm going to bring on Ben and Frank from Diggin' Richmond. You guys are familiar with Ben if you've been watching our channel. Right now he's trying not to show it, but he's down there stuffing his face full of breakfasts. But and Frank, I really appreciate you joining us today.
Hey, it's fun to be on your show, Larry. I'm glad I could be your first live guest. You know, I'm always willing to help out fellow detectors, get things happening, and especially in the live streams. You know, as we were talking, it's you never know what you're going to expect in the live stream. So, people out there, just be prepared for anything. You know.
Exactly. Hopefully my shirt don't fall off or anything, and I lose all the people who are watching. So
yeah, somebody walks in the nude behind you. You know, that's restraining.
Yeah. As long as it ain't me, I think we'll be okay. Robert Ketchum, hello. Let's see here. We got Diggin' Dave. All right, man. He says, let's see here. Take a look. Diggin' Dave, hey man, your videos have really helped me with my Equinox 800 settings. It's Sod Busters Metal Detecting. I appreciate it, Dave. That's why I'm here. You know, metal detecting's been my passion for a lot of years, and I found a lot of good things. And I got a little story for you guys here in a little bit. Hopefully I won't forget. You know, my brain doesn't work the way it should anymore, but I'll tell you about, well, I'm not going to disclose the resource that I came up with, but I have literally found something that has given me leads to old, let me just put it this way. It's going to be old leads that I can go and metal detect and investigate literally for the rest of my life. There's more leads than I will be able to investigate. This was just an accident. I was actually trying to do some research, trying to find leads to, you know, for new places to go metal detecting, which is what we try to do. The parks and the places that you see on the roadside they're continually getting seen by other people, and you know that other metal detectorists are getting permissions and going in on these places too. So they're not really fresh leads. They may be new to you, but they're new to a lot of other people too. So you got to find your own fresh leads, and when you start finding those fresh leads, then that's where it gets exciting. And we're gonna be digging into some of that here pretty quick, because I got some real interesting places that we're gonna be going to. But anyway, I just want to ask everybody here. I know that the video quality is not that great. Right now, I'm on a free version of StreamYard here, and I plan on upgrading. When I upgrade on StreamYard, I will be able to increase my my video quality to 1080p. Right now, it's at 720. So it's a little bit fuzzy, but hopefully the next time we'll have a better quality stream here. How does the audio sound to everybody?
The audio sounds good to me here. So on my end, anyway, Larry,
my end is fine.
Good. Good. All right. Well, really, basically today, the purpose for this stream was partly so I can get familiar with how StreamYard works. This is my very first stream, and also I'm happy to take questions from you guys, and that's going to help me along here as well. I'll be able to answer. Luckily, I can answer with an audible answer instead of having to type, because if I was having to type out my answers, you would be very bored real quick. But anyhow, yeah, if you guys have any questions, just hammer away, and those questions can be towards Frank here at Digging Richmond, or Ben, or myself, either whatever you want to do, or any comments or suggestions that you may have to make this stream better, I would appreciate. So, all right, on the Knox, how do I, let me see here. Okay. Bill Brasky, on the Knox, how do I tell how deep my target is? All right, Bill. When you are, let me see if I can figure out how to do this. There we go. On your Equinox, on the right-hand side, just about a little below the middle of the screen, you're going to see a little bar graph. When you get a signal, that bar graph it's got little dots on it. And so each one of those dots represent 2 inches. This is just a guesstimate, not really a guesstimate. It's just, I'm not sure what the word I'm looking for here, but those are supposed to represent 2 inches. What I found a lot of times, and I'm using the 11-inch coil most of the time, but when you get your depth reading, it'll say, okay, this target is 6 inches. I found that most of the time, that's not quite accurate. A lot of times the target is shallower than what it says. And this is all depending on the size of the target as well. It's based on coin size targets. So if you have a dime down there and it says that it's 6 inches, I would probably expect that dime to be closer to around 3-4 inches. At least in the ground conditions that I've been hunting, that's been my experience. But you'll find different targets that'll read, you've got a target and it'll say 2 inches deep. You got one little bar graph, 2 inches. But all of a sudden you dig up a great big can, aluminum can. Now, there's one thing you can do to kind of discriminate or try to figure out if, because those cans usually read up pretty loud. But if you get that signal and it sounds like a loud target, it's really screaming at you and it says 2 inches, take and just swing your coil up, raise your coil up as you're swinging, keep going up. Now, if it's a coin or a desirable target of something reasonable, normally you're going to lose that signal once you get off the ground a few, probably 6-8 inches. If it's a can, you're going to be reading that a foot high and better. So give that a shot. Give that a try. But anyway, yeah, those are 2-inch increments on that bar graph. And when you'll see it as you're detecting, and when you pinpoint, sometimes that'll change too. So it's really, you can't really depend on the accuracy of it. But your pinpointer will help you determine if you dig your plug and you detect and you hear that the target is still in the hole, then just grab your pinpointer and that'll help you out. I usually depend on the pinpointer to find the target. If I dig the plug and the target's still in the hole, that way I don't scratch the target if it's something good.
Yeah, I think you're right too, Larry, because that's what I kind of go by too. Is that those little increments are about 2 inches. Mm-hmm. And I do the same thing. Like if it's on the first notch, I'll try to get my pinpointer on the ground and try to kind of zero in exactly where it is. So you can pretty well tell if it's 2 inches, your pinpointer is going to pick it up before you even have to dig. So you can kind of get a better idea where to dig without damaging your target that you've found in the dirt below. So it's a good rule of thumb.
You bet. You bet. So let's see. Can I get fired for watching? Do not. Dan, you must be at work there. Detecting cannot get fired for watching. Do not work too hard. Okay. Demon Rat. Right. It must be Demon Rat you're talking about there. All right. Larry, do you add the space from coil to ground? Yes. If it's for the depth that you're talking about, yes. If your coil if you're detecting, say, 1 inch higher than the ground surface, that would be added to your depth. So you bet. But when you do your pinpoint, you're going to pinpoint directly on the ground. So just use that as a reference, but don't take it written in stone as far as the depth goes. And just be careful so you don't hit your target there. Let's see here. With target depth, I go by how loud the tone is. You can do that. I'm not sure how accurate you can get with that, but I suppose if that's something that you've been doing for a while, that could be a method that works. If it works for you, keep going with it. Absolutely. Let's see here. Teresa says, same for me. I'm still learning my knocks. It always seems like everything was way deep. I started going to playgrounds, sand and wood chips, and I found that things aren't as deep as indicated. That's what I'm finding too, Teresa. It's just a reference. We can't really depend on it. Just like your VDI numbers, I don't normally pay too much attention to the VDI numbers. Lately in my videos, I have been referencing more to the VDI, especially now that I have the GoPro camera and people can see what the VDI number is on my Equinox when I get a target. But the thing is that, again, on any metal detector, that is only a reference. When you get a VDI number, even though that may read up like, say, a 20, 26, 27, 28 on the Equinox, and you say that's going to be a dime. Not always. Okay, that's going to be, that could be just about anything. I've dug pennies that read up like a dime. And so that's just a reference. I hunt more according to tone. If the target sounds good, even if it reads a 15, where I'm at, a VDI of 15 is normally pieces of garbage. You know, we get pull tabs and stuff like that. It doesn't matter to me. I don't depend on that VDI. If it sounds good and it's a solid signal, and I detect it one way, and then I turn to the side and detect it another way, and it's still good and solid, I'm going to dig that target. And because even though it reads up at 15, you never know. It could be a nice ring or something. So dig those targets.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. Like sometimes people, you know, and I get caught with that too, Larry, is I'll be going, if I take the knocks down the beach, and I get kind of caught up on these numbers and say, oh, this is a 12. Oh, gosh, it's a pull tab. And I kind of bypass, I don't dig it. And so, you know, and that 12 could be a beautiful ring. You know, you just don't know. Those numbers are kind of a guide, but it's, you know, we should be digging most things that sound really well, you know, good on the machine. So
you bet. Dig the good sounding targets. It helps. I mean, you're going to dig some garbage. You know, I don't feature it too much. Ben knows. I mean, Ben, how many times we go out there and come back with pouches just full of garbage?
Oh. I remember at one point you were stuffing your garbage in my pouch because I had less garbage than you did. I remember that.
I was digging more targets.
Hey, you're younger also. You can carry a little bit more weight than your dad.
What are these boys for anyway? You know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But, dear. Yeah. No, it's frustrating. And I mean, it's just something you have to accept. And, you know, I know Ben gets a little frustrated at times. Like, I'll hear a good target and say, hey, Ben, you want to dig this target? Because I'm really wanting to see him dig some good old coins or something and keep the interest there, you know. So I'll come up with a good target and I'll say, hey, Ben, I got a good sounding target here. You want to dig it? Sure, I'll take that, you know. He'll come over there and dig it and say, oh, yeah, pull tab. Nice. You know, I try. I put him on some decent targets, some Wheaties and stuff like that. But a lot of times it's a piece of garbage. But he probably thinks I'm just having him dig my garbage for him or something.
Hey, Larry, I'm going to ask you about, you found that wonderful Quebec 1892
1852.
1852. Tell the viewers about that. Yeah.
Oh, you guys, this was, oh man, it's just for me a very memorable day because I called one day. I got like 6 or 7 permissions from different property owners, and just lined up a bunch of permissions one day, and it only took me about 20 minutes to a half an hour. I did a little bit of research, got all these contacts, and went ahead and started calling and literally got permissions on every single call that I made, just over the phone, because that's how I've been really doing a lot of my contacts that way over the phone, just because a lot of people are concerned about the pandemic and everything else. So I didn't want to go door to, knocking on doors. Anyhow, I got this permission on this one lot that was nearby where I live. And I thought, well, I'm going to go ahead. I got permission. I'm going to go out there and give that a shot. And the ground was just horrible. It was so dry and hard. I wasn't getting a lot of signals out there. What I was getting was cans, and just a lot of garbage and stuff. But so I started detecting my way back towards the car. I was going to go and just say, I'm going to go somewhere else. And I dig a can, I get a signal, I dig this can, and said, I threw that in the pouch and kept detecting back towards the car, and I get another loud signal. And I said, man, that sounds like another can. I raised up my coil, and no, it didn't continue with the signal. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and dig it, and then I'm going to get out of here, So I dig down. I didn't bother to turn on the camera or nothing, just because I didn't expect to find anything. And I pop the plug and dig down, and pretty soon I see something round pop up, and it was bigger than a quarter, smaller than a $50, and I didn't know what it was, and it was really thick. So I went ahead and I turned on the camera, and I just I said, you guys, I don't know what I have here. I'm just investigating a new permission here. And I found this. It's round. Let's take a look at it and see what we got. I didn't know what it was because it was so corroded on both sides. But I thought, man, this really looks like a coin. I thought I could see a reeded edge. And, to be honest with you, I don't know if it has a reeded edge or not even now. But I said, I'm going to have to clean this up. And I took a toothpick and started working on it. And pretty soon I could see the date. And that's when I just went, holy cow, man, what do I have here? 1852, that predates Idaho. And it was an 1852 Quebec halfpenny. And I was messaging people on Facebook Messenger trying to figure out, hey, do you know what I have here? Have you ever seen one of these? I didn't know what it was. It took me a while to get it cleaned up enough with a toothpick to start researching and find out what I had. But other than the 1700s Chinese coins and stuff that I found, that has been my oldest dated coin that I found, and it predated Idaho. So that was exciting for me. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, that was pretty cool when I saw that, and I gave it some more thought afterwards, and I thought, geez, Idaho, and especially like Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, which is kind of a French type of a settlement. It's possible maybe that's, the French were down in that area, and some poor guy had lost that coin in there. But it's and it's so close to the border too, between Canada and the U.S. that people would be, coming through there, and the early pioneers and have lost something in there. So, yeah, it's cool to find that in there, So, but
it's exciting. I mean, we metal detect for years, and we can pull up some silvers and stuff like that. But then every once in a while, you pull up something that just really set you back. It's like, whoa, what'd I just do here? That's something you'll remember for sure.
Yeah.
But well, we got people popping in here. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Good to see you here. Darren J would be happy to host you guys on some killer permission digs in Eastern Idaho. Oh, Eastern Idaho. Whereabouts are you, Darren? We're over here in North Central Idaho. Just below Moscow, in between Moscow and Lewiston. So, but yeah, we're still digging up some history here. That Canadian coin that I found, that 1852 Rigby. Okay, I've heard of Rigby. I don't know that I've ever been through there. But yeah, yep, exactly. A French trapper. Morton Yakima says French trapper might have been in a rendezvous in that area, and that's exactly what I thought too. When I dug that up, I said this predates Idaho, but I know that the French Canadian trappers had come through this area. They were trading with the Nez Perce and stuff like that, and more than likely, I mean that's my thoughts. Is a French Canadian trapper had lost that there somehow. But the neat thing about these historical finds is you just never know, but it always leaves these questions and everything. So
yeah, no, for sure. But hey, Larry, I'm going to leave you because as I was mentioned to you earlier, I'm heading over, getting my RV ready to go camping, and but I wanted to jump in for your first live show, and I'll be back again, and I just want to say hi to all your viewers, and keep up the great work, you and Ben, and I look forward to seeing more videos and hopefully running into you guys somewhere as soon as these borders open up, and us Canucks will be coming down your way and saying hi. So anyway, everybody, cheers! Thanks for having me on, Larry. See you, Ben. Keep up that heavy work for your dad with those extra garbage, hauling him out from the fields. Anyway, see you guys. Cheers for now.
All right, thank you. Appreciate you joining us, Frank.
Bye.
So, all right, take care. Yeah, you guys go check out his live stream. That's Digging Richmond there. And but anyway, Buddell, hey, I know that I saw you on there. I was kind of busy gabbing, but good to see you here. Okay, see, I am on some areas with trapper history and 1860s wagon roads. That's good. Yeah, that's good stuff right there. As Teresa said here, that I used to be a trapper. I used to trap full time, but it's been a few years since I've done that. But I used to trap for fur and animal damage control and stuff like that, and worked for the one of the largest hunting ranches in the world, which was the Flying Bee Ranch over here in Idaho. But I'd keep predators down because they were killing their birds and everything else. So, but yeah, anyway, but yeah, you guys, I don't know. Let me look back here, see if I missed some questions. I'm sure that I did. The chat's going by here. And I got to talking, but I want to answer some of your questions if you have them. Let's see, usually when you have good find, when you're just about to call it a day and the last signal you think is not really anything, then boom. Yep, that's right, Shelly. A lot of times, you're kind of getting disappointed in an area and you think you want to do something different. Then all of a sudden you hit a good target, and then it kind of makes you want to stay around the area and see if there's more. But yeah, but let's see here, Rigby. Yeah, I don't know if I've ever been through Rigby, but let me see what I got here. My comments I'm still learning this platform here. Obviously, I just got on here, so. Hey, there you go. Yep, Teresa. If you guys have YouTube channels, get on there and let's come together as a community here. If you haven't subscribed, Teresa's Treasure Hunting is a YouTube channel. Feel free to drop your YouTube channel links down in the comments there, and subscribe to each other. That's what it's all about, is helping each other out and growing the community there. But anyone ever get crazy interference on the Nox? Crazy chatter even when noise canceling? Yeah, Darren, a lot of times it just depends on the area that you're hunting. If you have underground or overhead power lines, you can be getting what they call EMI. It's electrical interference that can affect your Equinox. A lot of times you can take care of that. Go ahead and noise cancel your Equinox when that's a problem. And then also, a lot of times people want to run their sensitivity at max, which is 25 on the Equinox. So try lowering your sensitivity down and to a place where you get rid of that chatter and it becomes stable. You're going to lose a little bit of depth, but not that much. If all you're hearing is chatter from the EMI, then you're not going to hear those good targets anyway. So go ahead and lower your sensitivity. If that doesn't work, try switching to a different frequency. Go to a single frequency and see if you can find a frequency that will ease up that chatter and hunting that. But a lot of times it has to do with you know, the EMI in the area. So give that a shot. If it gets too erratic and everything, I know a lot of the new the most recent Equinoxes now are being shipped out with the 3.0 update. Some people have great luck with the 3.0 update. When I updated my Equinox, I didn't have that experience. I had some difficulties with it and had some issues going on. So I went ahead and I reverted back to the 2.0 version. And so that's what I run. And it seemed to be more stable in the 2.0 for me. But like I say, the 2.0 was actually, or the 3.0 was actually meant to, well, say like over in England or something like that. It was meant for finding the larger, deeper targets and stuff like that. It wasn't really necessarily meant for silver coins or anything like that. But that 4 kilohertz is, I don't know, it just, that update seemed to be an issue for me. But I do hunt in the 2.0. Let's see here. Oh, we got somebody from Yakima here. You're not too far from where I'm at. Let's see. Oh, no, Morton, Yakima. Morton, Yakima. Okay, I misread that. Morton, Yakima. The Knox 800 has a double D coil. Yes, that's true. The double D coil, it comes standard with the 11-inch coil. The 15-inch coil and a 6-inch coil is also available for the Minelab Equinox 800. Well, you got the 600 and the 800, but let's see, is the 3.0, let's see here, is the 3.0 the one with the 4 kilohertz? Yes, it is, Dan. If you've got the 4 kilohertz in your frequencies there, then you do have the 3.0 update. If you're having any issues with that, you can revert back to the 2.0, but try it out, see how it does for you, because there are people that swear by the 3.0. They say that they're digging deeper targets with it. But I've heard stories on both sides of that coin. So just see what it does for you. If it works for you, continue with it. If not, you can jump back to the 2.0. If you don't like the 2.0, you can always upgrade back to the 3.0, whatever you want to do. That's the great thing about Minelab, is they give you that option to go back and forth there. Let's see here. Well, let's see, very cool. Love for trashy spots and tight places. Let me see what we're referring to here. Okay, yeah, the 6-inch coil, William. That 6-inch coil is awesome for trashy ground. It'll help you get some good separation there. That's what I do recommend. If somebody's going to hunt in what we call trashy ground, where there's a lot of iron and garbage, it's a lot of times it's so packed full of garbage in there, it's hard to hear the good targets. So if you use that 6-inch coil, it'll help separate between the garbage and hear the good targets. By the way, you guys, just to let you know, and like I say, I don't know how to do this just yet to put it up on the screen, but I also have just become affiliated with Outlaw Metal Detectors. And so if you're needing any equipment, metal detectors or metal detecting equipment, just go on to outlawmetaldetectors.com. And let me see, let's see if I can put this in here as a link. Let's let's see if this works. And I don't know if that'll end up as a link or not, you guys. It doesn't look like it did, but you can copy and paste that if not. But Outlaw Metal Detectors, and then if you would just mention, if you're going to order something there, just mention that Sod Busters Metal Detecting sent you. Anybody that orders a metal detector of any kind, when you make your order, I'm going to send you also a Sod Busters Metal Detecting hat. Okay. These are good hats. They're a good sturdy hat. I've been sporting mine around and going out and getting it dirty out metal detecting. But so anyway, and also if you guys are interested in hats or shirts, you can send me a message at sodbustersmetaldetecting@gmail.com and let me know your size or whatever, and I can get you hooked up with some Sod Busters Metal Detecting merch. But all right, let's see here. All right, looks like people are getting connected here. Teresa, I see you on here subbing people, and that's awesome. It's good, you guys. I appreciate all of you. Ben, what do you got going on there? I see Ben doing something. He's cleaning his screen.
No, I'm going and just looking through the comments.
Oh, okay. Well, you're giving everybody the thumb. Oh, man. But Lawnmower Man. All right. McDocus, Shelly at 33. Good question. Okay, where are we at here? Let me find you, Shelly. I'll see if I can find your comment here. 1133. Okay, I see it. Okay. Shelly asked, do you have a video on how to check what version you are on for the Knox 800? And if so, do you go back to the 2.0? I haven't done a video specifically on that. I do have a video of how to do your updates, how you hook it up to the computer and do your updates. And then I did a test, a field test with the 3.0 and my experience that I had with the 3.0 update. And so with the experience that I had, I did show how to take and go back to the 2.0 update, Shelly. So I'm not sure how I can go and give you the links to those. I can send you those links if you'd like later to those videos, but on my channel, if you click on playlist, you'll find a different playlist of ghost town hunts, park hunts, or homesteads. But I also have a playlist on Minelab Equinox 800 videos that I've done. So if you go to that playlist, that'll have all of the videos that I've produced so far on the Minelab Equinox 800, and you'll be able to find those videos in there as well. That's a good question. Thank you. I appreciate that. I may do a video on that later on too. Let's see. I have cut the front yard before, and it gets too hot. Let's see. Ski Searcher. I really appreciate you guys. I'm not sure how to find out how many people we have on this live stream right now. Oh, okay. I do see it. All right. We've got 39 people on the live stream. You guys, I didn't expect to see anybody here. I did post that I was doing a live stream in my Sod Busters Metal Detecting group on Facebook. And I know that the time frame that I'm doing this at, a lot of people are at work and stuff right now. So I really didn't expect to see too many people. So seeing, now it's at 35 people, but I appreciate each and every one of you coming here to help me out here. Really, I'm just learning this platform, and it's great to see you guys here. So yeah, feel free to, if you're on Facebook, come and join me on Sod Busters Metal Detecting Facebook group. And we can answer questions and stuff there as well. David Moss, thank you. I appreciate you watching my videos here. It's I enjoy going out there. Metal detecting is my passion, and if I can help people out and learning how to find more treasure or learn their metal detecting equipment and stuff like that, that's always a bonus for me. So I appreciate you watching. Do I use park? Let's see here. Garrett Saffold. Do you use park mode or field mode more often? Garrett, I personally use field 2 the majority of the time where I'm hunting and stuff. If you're just starting out with the Equinox 800, I do recommend that you use the Park 1 just to get familiar with the metal detector and learn the tones. If you're hunting with the VDI numbers, if you prefer to look at the VDI numbers when you get a target, it'll just help you out. I always recommend, if somebody just bought an Equinox, that you go ahead and use Park 1, and don't start messing with settings right off the bat, trying to go into advanced settings. Go to a park or something and just learn it. And that way you don't get frustrated, because the Park 1, to be honest with you, you don't have to ground balance or anything. Go ahead, turn on your metal detector, choose the mode Park 1, noise cancel it, and start hunting. Because you can set your sensitivity. You know, if you're having, I would recommend starting at about 20 on your sensitivity, depending on the EMI and everything that you have in your area. But just get familiar with your detector, and you can always advance later on to different modes, different settings. And I do have videos as well on more advanced settings. But got to learn to crawl before you walk, and then you got to learn to walk before you run. So don't get in too big of a hurry. You will find some good targets using just Park 1 in the basic mode right out of the box. It's a very good and easy detector to use. So I appreciate that question. Let's see. Waiting for cooler weather to detect the humidity. Lately has been too much. Detector Steve, I agree. Right now we've got smoke in the area. We have, I don't know, Ben, do you know how many thousands of acres are burning right now over there in the Waha area?
No, I'm not sure.
It's a huge fire. It started, what, about a week and a half ago, I think. We had a lightning storm one morning, and the air quality is just horrible out there. So I really haven't been able to get out too much and make any videos. And that's one of the reasons I decided to start doing live stream right now, is because I really don't have the footage that I need to produce a video at this point because of the air quality and the heat and everything too. We have set records over here in Idaho, just 15 miles from us in a town called Lewiston. I believe they hit 118 degrees, that's just record breaking. It's just crazy. So we don't care for that too much. Let's see here. All right. I am from Belize. Let's see here. I am from Belize, bro, and I have an 1800, but can't use it because I'm not sure about the country's rule on metal detecting. Yeah, George, I'm not sure exactly. That is something that you would have to either Google and find out what the metal detecting rules are for Belize. I don't know what to tell you on that, to be honest with you. That's something that you'll have to research and you can possibly call your county if you have counties there, as we do here. Maybe call your county officials or your state officials or whatever that is, to find out what your laws might be on that. Could be that you may be able to hunt private properties, but as far as like here in where I'm at in Idaho, we can hunt city properties and parks and schools and stuff like that without permission. But when we get into state parks, then that's not allowed without a permit. So anyway, yeah, be sure you check on that so you don't get somebody yelling at you there. But hopefully you can round up some good permissions to hunt there. Let's see here. Sod Busters Metal Detecting. Do you change the settings on the Nox? I just use factory settings because I'm not sure what settings to change. Yeah, Dan, I was just talking about that a minute ago. If you're just starting out, use the factory settings. Okay, this is a very easy, really it is. It's a very easy metal detector to use. Your factory settings are going to be plenty good to get out there and find some good deep silver and all kinds of stuff. So use the factory. Like I say, Park 1 is what I recommend. Learn the detector, learn the sounds. And then on my channel, you will find videos of getting started with the Equinox 800. And I go through the settings or the buttons of what they do. And then I also have more advanced videos that show the advanced settings and how to change. I've got videos on how to get more depth out of your Equinox 800. But in the beginning, I do recommend using factory settings. Get used to that detector and just enjoy using it. There's no need to complicate it right now. Once you're comfortable with what the detector sounds are telling you, and you're getting familiar, kind of, when you're out there hunting, let's say you're in a park, get a signal. After a while, you start to kind of think to yourself, all right, well, I think that might be a dime. And then you dig it up and see if you're right. It's a good way. I mean, like I say, I don't hunt with the VDI numbers all that much. I listen to the tones. If it's a good, solid, clean tone, you want to dig those. VDI numbers are just a reference. No detector out there is going to give you a VDI number and say, yeah, that's exactly what that is. That just don't happen. But dig those good tones and get used to the detector, and then start learning more about the advanced settings. And like I say, you can find those videos in my channel as well. So thanks for that question there, Dan. I appreciate it. All right, just getting ready to go digging. Well, I wish you luck, Tony Hines. All right. Yeah, go find some silver and gold. Let's see here. That's all I use is Park 1. And it turns on and go. Yep, he nailed it on the head with that question. Yep, Park 1 is, there's nothing wrong with that. You could pull that machine right out of the box, brand new, after you receive it, put it in Park 1 and go hunting. Teresa says that she's going to Dig Stock, New York in October. That's a big metal detecting event. Wish I could be there, but yeah, going to take the Nox 800 and find some old colonial coins. I want pictures when you do that, Teresa. Pictures and video. I hope you'll post some of those on your YouTube channel. That's awesome. Okay, Shelly says that she says, I found the video on the 3.0 update. It is called Minelab Equinox 800 Review 2021. Actually, there's another video there, Shelly, that will talk about the update. I don't recall the name of it, but there is another update video in my playlist there. Okay, how often do you make a noise cancel or ground balance? All right, Buddell, I just, as far as the ground balance goes, to be honest with you, I don't even ground balance the 800 all that much. There's a few times I will ground balance it if I'm in an area that I've hunted a lot and I want to ground balance just to see if I can pick up any more depth out of it. But to be honest with you, I really don't. I don't ground balance. I leave it at the factory setting, which is 0 on the ground balance, and I don't use ground tracking either. But as far as the noise cancel, anytime that you touch a button, whether it be your sensitivity, anytime that you any button you press on your Equinox, you know, to change a setting or something like that, always be sure to noise cancel after you do that. And then even if you don't change a setting, just make it a good habit. Let's say every 15, 20 minutes, it just takes a couple seconds there to hit your noise cancel and just to optimize the machine there. So just try to make it a habit. Every once in a while you think about it, I'm going to do a noise cancel real quick. Lift your coil up off the ground, hit the noise cancel, and then get back to hunting. It only takes a few seconds. So yeah, you'll want to noise cancel pretty often. That'll keep the machine optimized. All right, Ben. Looks like Ben's got a question here. What is your all-time favorite find of your own?
Of my own, that would probably be the caduceus locket that I found, the one with the medical symbol on it. That was, I can't even remember how old that one was, but that was, it used to be silver plated at some point when you go and search it up, but it's not silver plated anymore, only on the back part where it looks like it has a flower on it. That's the only part that's still silver plated.
That was a beautiful find.
Oh, yeah. I thought it was a rock at first when I found it. I thought it was just a piece of trash or something, or a rock. And when I looked at it, I could see it was a locket.
Yeah, he came over to me. We were at an old schoolhouse, and he came over. He says, "I just found this," and he handed it to me. And at first, it just, the way that it looked, it had kind of a concrete look to it. It was real rough and everything, but we got to looking at it. It's like, holy cow, that is an old locket. And then we did some research on Google and got all excited. There were some for sale on eBay or something like that we found. And do you remember what the values they were selling for, Ben?
I think one value for it, which was in really good condition, was like $112.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was a neat, he had me jealous. So that was a good find. All right. Let's see here. Yep, the wireless headphones, Teresa, those are awesome. I love them too. Let's see here. All right, let's see the background. Okay, Dan Anderson. Started to read 88 number and was showing all the background of the settings. I couldn't even read the screen. 88? Wow, 88. Was that on the Equinox? I'm not sure I understand that one. But okay, Sod Busters Metal Detecting. What are the basic tools a detector should get beyond a detector? A detector should get beyond a detector. Really, you're just going to need your digging tool. I use a Lesh digger. It's the Lesh Samson Pro, and Outlaw Metal Detectors will carry all this as well. So they have a 32-inch and a 36-inch shovel. The Les Samson Pro is the one that I use. I got a 32-inch, but I really wish I would have picked up the 36-inch, because you find yourself, I'm 5'10" and a half, okay, and a half, and I find myself having to bend over too much to dig targets with the 32-inch. So I would recommend, 36-inch shovel if you can do that. You're going to want a pinpointer. And so that'll make it easier to find your targets. And you guys, this is something that I've been discussing with a lot of people. They want to get tools for their metal detecting, and to save money, they go to Home Depot or something like that, and they pick up a garden trowel or something. I don't recommend that, you guys. I really don't. It may be cheaper on the initial purchase to do that, but the problem is those are not meant for metal detectorists. Okay, they're meant for a tilled up garden, and you're not going to be happy, because you're going to either end up bending or breaking your tools. If you just buy cheap tools, you're going to end up very unhappy. It's just not going to be a good experience for you. I recommend going ahead and getting the best equipment that you can afford and buy it one time. Okay. Just your pinpointers. Don't go and buy a cheap pinpointer, because you're not going to be happy with it. Get you something that's going to last, something that has a good ratings on it. And like personally, I like to get my equipment that's waterproof. At this point in time, I am using the Garrett Pro Pointer, also known as the Garrett Carrot, and it's waterproof. It has adjustable settings and everything. It's a good pinpointer, and I've never had to replace it. Don't have any problems with it. The battery, you put a 9-volt battery in it, and it's good to go for a long time. But anyway, I just recommend, because if you buy the cheap stuff that's not really meant for metal detectorists, and you end up bending or breaking it, then you're going to have to spend that money again. And pretty soon you've got more money into it than what you would have spent if you just bought a good quality piece of equipment in the beginning. So anyway, just your digging tools. You can use a hand trowel, a shovel, and I also use the Lesh hand trowel. And then your pinpointer, you really should be good to go at that point. As long as you can dig and find your targets, you should be good to go. Those are you're going to want a finder's pouch. That way you can, strap that onto your hip, and when you find garbage, you got a pouch to put your garbage in. And if you find something good, get a pouch that has pockets that you can separate, and maybe put a spritzer bottle in there, because you're going to want to spray off your silver coins, and your toothbrush for brushing off coins or whatever. Just those are pretty much the basic tools that you're going to need. So appreciate that question, Dale. Let's see here. What else we got going on here? I'm going nomad this fall to travel the western states on down. Let's see here. It's easier to read up here. Travel the western states on down to the desert and detecting every spot. That gets my attention. Are there any areas to stay away from for any reason? You know what, Morton? You're going to be doing something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I would love to just take off and go cross country with my metal detector. And there's so many things you see out there. As far as staying away, I would just say know like what's in the area. Let's say you get down into the Nevada desert. You're going to want to be careful because there's areas that's going to have rattlesnakes and scorpions. So if you've got a pair of snake boots or something like that, it'd be advisable to just have safety equipment for the area that you're in. Make sure that you have plenty of water. I don't know if there's any areas to stay away from, unless it's just private properties until you get permission. I use an app called OnX Hunt, and I've got the version that is for my state because that's where I'm hunting the majority of the time. But I can pull up a piece of property on that and it'll show me who owns that parcel of land. From there, it doesn't give you a phone number or anything like that. So you got to do some research, try to look them up on Google or perhaps find them on Facebook, see if they have a Facebook profile. There's been times I've had to go to a old school phone book, you know, because some people don't have cell phones and it could be somebody that still has a landline. But go ahead and just make sure that you have a way to contact property owners before you go and detect on somebody's land like that. But yeah, let me know how that goes, because you're doing something I would love to do. Just go cross country and metal detect interesting areas. That would be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Okay. Demon Rat 71 detecting says, what is the one thing you would change about the Knox 800? I would say probably the coil tabs. I just did a video on this, but there's been some talk about people breaking the tabs off of the coils. And there is a reason for that. I've personally broken the tabs on the Equinox coil, but that was because, number one, I had my nut and bolt tightened down too much, so it was putting pressure on the ears. Those ears are supposed to be straight up and down, and the shaft to connect it to goes in between. So when you put your nut and bolt in there and you start tightening it, you don't want to take and bend those ears inward, because that's putting pressure on them and making it more likely to break those tabs. You have those rubber washers that go on either side of the shaft right there where you're connecting your coil. You want to make sure that you check those rubber washers every now and then. If you're moving your coil up and down, those do wear. So when those rubber washers inside the shaft there at the bottom get worn, you're going to want to make sure that you replace those, because those are actually helping keep the spacing of those tabs. But as far as that goes, that would be the only thing. I wish the tabs, I've heard, you know, there's people that are snapping those. I snapped mine because I had it tightened too much. And I also, when I was digging a target, put the coil down on the ground and put pressure on it, kind of leaned on the detector, and all of a sudden it went snap. Next thing I know, I had a coil just hanging down by the cord. So that wasn't a very good day for me. But yeah, that would be probably the only thing really that I would say that I would change about it, is those just the coil tabs. Let's see here. Larry, do you sell those on Outlaw Metal Detectors? Are you talking, Teresa, are you talking about the coil tab strengtheners? If you're talking about that, yes, we do. We actually have a shipment of those coming in, so they will be available real soon. If somebody wants to purchase those, they'll be available here real soon. They're in the mail. All right. So I'm not sure that that's what you were asking about. Okay. You said yes. Yep. Absolutely. We'll have those. We'll have snake skins. Some people like to use the snake skins on their Equinox. And so, yeah. Minelab says you should be able to push the shaft into the coil and lift without the bolt. If that's correct. If you do not have the bolt in when you push your coil tabs over those rubber washers, it should grip to where you can lift it up and the coil doesn't fall off the shaft. That's exactly right, Dark Knight Detectorist. If the coil falls off, then those rubber washers are getting too worn. You need to order a new set from Minelab, and or you can have an extra set handy. Order them before that takes place. But that's great point right there. Let's see here. Any tips on woods walking? Let's see here. Woods walking, new to the hobby. I have an Equinox 800. I have 28 acres in West Virginia. I guess not too many people wandering around dropping stuff. That's hard to say. Really, if there was any, I don't know. I've always thought it'd be kind of fun just to kind of go rogue with a metal detector. If you have any, if you could pull up any history of the area, perhaps there was maybe some old homesteads back in the woods there or something like that. It's hard to say. West Virginia, I know, has a lot of history. Could be that you may find old musket balls back there or something. You just never know, because that timber, depending on the age of the timber, may not have been there 150, 200 years ago. It's hard to say. But it's always worth a try. I mean, if it's not any good, you'll find out pretty quick and get bored with the area. But I always thought it'd be kind of fun to have the time to just take off with a metal detector and just go in all metal mode and see if you run across something real interesting. At some point, you probably would. It's hard to say. Am I boring you guys yet? This is my first live stream. I hope I'm not going to bore you here, but I do plan on doing more of these live streams in the future. I think what we'll do is probably categorize things, whether it be questions specifically on the Equinox 800, or maybe it's questions on how to get permissions to go metal detecting on private property. We'll categorize those things, but anyway, you guys, yeah, just if you have any suggestions, let me know. Okay, so yep, Dan broke his first one after a year, and Minelab sent me a new one. Yep, they do take care of their customers for sure, Dan. So let's see, checking out Gigmasters. He has a setup to where you will not break your coils. No, I guess I haven't seen that. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's using. I'm familiar with Gigmasters, but I'm not sure what setup you're referring to there. Oh, wow. Variety channel. Wow. AAP's Variety Channel 5. Greatly appreciated. $5. You know what? That is the very first. Well, this is my first live stream, but you have just you are the very first super chat that I've ever received. I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Do you have any questions or anything I could answer? I got to earn that $5, you know. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Let's see. Okay, how do you set up your sensitivity? Sensitivity is really easy. After you've got the detector on, you've chosen your mode, and you know you've got it to where you want to detect. All right. All you have to do is you've got the minus and the plus arrows up there on your pad. Those arrows will actually be how you adjust your sensitivity. So if you need to lower it, just hit that minus button. If you need to raise it, hit that plus button. It's really simple. And after that, you're good to go. Just start hunting, and you can switch that at any point in time you want to while you're detecting. Did you just do that again? Holy cow, man. Look at you go. I appreciate it. AAP's Variety Channel. I appreciate it. Man, that's great. Let's see here. Yeah, Dan, we think a lot alike. Let's see. Trying to see where Dan's comment was here. Yeah, okay. All right. What do we got here? If you are around the belly like me, I'd recommend a tactical harness belt system. Stops you from having to keep pulling up your trousers. Yeah, well, I'm getting there for sure. Actually, I've been working on that. My wife has me on a keto diet. That's not, it's actually not a bad diet. I eat a lot of steak, which I love steak. I kind of miss my potatoes though. So getting rid of the starch or the sugars and stuff like that. But all right. Let's see here. Sod Busters Metal Detecting. I just said AAP rocks, and he said you rock. This community rocks. Yeah, I agree. You guys do rock. You're awesome. That's one thing. I've been on YouTube now for, well, I'm actually, you guys, I am trying to reach 10,000 subscribers. Right now, I'm over 9,000 subscribers, and I will have had this channel for 2 years in August. So my goal was to hit 10,000 subscribers by August. And that way, I don't know, it's just a goal that I set. I'm not sure if I'm going to hit that or not, but I sure hope so. That would be great. All right. Teresa's on here. She's subbing people. You guys, if you got a YouTube channel, post it on here and get subbed, or, start subbing each other. Got to help out the community here. Dan says, I love steak too. I got to gum the heck out of it though. Yeah. Oh man. I still got a few of my teeth left, but yeah. You're definitely on track to hit 10,000. Yeah, I'm working on it. That'd be great. I think we'll hit it sometime in August. I just don't know if I'll make it by August. I think I've got, about 2 weeks, pretty close to 2 weeks left to do that. Now, I am getting ready to head out to the Oregon coast here. My wife and I and Ben are going to take a vacation. We're going to go to Seaside, Oregon. and do some detecting on the beach over there. And I've never really done any, I've never detected around the ocean at all. So you want, I'm going to just go and see if I can find some, basically I'll be looking for jewelry. I think that's what my hope is for, is to find some good quality jewelry. But I'm sure we'll find some quality pull tabs and bottle caps and some modern change. Hopefully we'll find some jewelry too, but I'll be making video of that and share that with you guys too. So, all right. Let's see. I had another question here. Let's see here. Okay. Although the UK has more history for coins and artifacts, I still tune into you guys and girls across the pond. What you find, we possibly won't either. So yeah, I watch you guys over there too in the UK, because you guys got some real history over there. Idaho only dates back to about the 1860s is when we really started to get established around here with the gold rush and stuff like that. But yeah, it's you guys got the history. I'd love to go and metal detect over in the UK and find some of that history. That's awesome. James, do coils have warranty? Yes, they do. I believe, let's see, I'm trying to think. I can't remember right now. I'll have to look into this. They either have a 1-year warranty or a 3-year warranty. And that's one thing I want to mention to you guys. Okay, I know we just talked about the coil ear savers, the stabilizers. Those are fine. I guess you want to use those coil ear tab stiffeners. That's what they're called. But the problem is, like, if you're going to put that, I don't recommend using those on a 6-inch coil. If you look on your Equinox coil, you're going to see a sticker on there. I think it's like a silver looking sticker. And that silver sticker is the warranty sticker for your coil. On the 6-inch coil, you'll find that sticker is right under where the shaft goes, where the coil swivels. Okay, so if you put an ear coil stiffener on there, and that sticker gets rubbed off, you will void the warranty. So you want to be real careful you don't do that, you guys. And really, with a 6-inch coil, I don't see a reason. That's a very light coil. Unless you're leaning on your Equinox or something and putting pressure with that coil on the ground, I don't think you're going to have any issues snapping your coil, your tabs. So I just don't recommend putting the ear coil stiffeners, they're the coil ear stiffeners, on your 6-inch coil, because you're taking a chance of voiding that warranty. But I'm not sure about the warranty times. They may be 1 year, but because I know that there's a 3-year warranty on the Equinox, I'm thinking that the coils have a 1-year warranty, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. Let's see. It's good to see the interaction in this chat, you guys. It's awesome. I love it when people come together like this. I got to take a look at something. I'm at around 30. Okay, I'm at 32 watchers right now. This is great. I didn't expect to have 3 watchers. So, Seaside is a blast. All right, I got to see this here. Seaside is a blast to detect for jewelry, especially after a big event on the beach like the volleyball tournament. Yeah, I bet. I've seen a couple of videos of people out there detecting and stuff. I'm sure it gets hit quite a bit. But like I always say, it's never hunted out. And of course, the tide and, is moving sand in, moving sand out. I think that you've always got targets around that can be discovered. So that's great. I'm looking forward to it. I've never been to Seaside. Looking forward to eating some seafood too. So. Teresa's asking what everybody's favorite coil is. I personally really just use the 11-inch coil myself for the most part for my area. Different areas may require different things, but I use the 11-inch stock coil. Dark Knight Detectorist. When I bought my Knox 800, I registered everything on the warranty. The stock coil, the control unit, and the headphones, the wireless module, anything with a silver sticker on it, register it. Yes, I agree. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay, Morton says lots of sand on the Columbia River to shoot. It's where I live and detect. My first gold ring found in a desolate stretch that it should have never been. Yeah, Columbia River is not too awful far from me. I think it's probably, I guess, maybe a 2 or 3 hour drive to get to the Columbia River for me, but I've always wondered about that, detecting along there. A lot of history along there as far as the natives go too. A lot of tribes lived along the Columbia. All right. You guys, we're into this almost an hour and a half now. Am I boring you? I kind of lost track of time here. I don't want to overstay my welcome here. Hey, Ben, you got to quit talking so much.
What?
You got to quit talking so much. Hey, Dark Knight Detectorist, Bob Evans. I will be trying the 15-inch on the beach in a few weeks just for the extra coverage. All right. Good answers and reasoning on the coils. Yeah. Make sure you guys pull your coil covers too, your skid plates, and whenever you're detecting, and clean those out, because you don't want any metal shavings, especially in the sand and stuff. You guys get a lot of debris in between the coil and the skid plate. And if you get a piece of small sliver of iron or aluminum or anything stuck in between there, it's going to cause havoc with your detecting. So make sure you pull your skid plates and clean them out, and your coil. It's a real easy task. I just did a video about that, maintaining your Equinox 800. And I show how to do that and stuff if you guys are not familiar. Excuse me. Okay, are you originally from Idaho? No, I'm not. I actually came from the high Sierras, of California. But I grew up in Gold Rush country. I was only about a half an hour from Highway 49, right around where there was a town called Sierra City. There was another one called Downeyville. And I'll tell you something, you guys. I lived in a town. I'm very fortunate, really, to have this experience in my life. But my parents bought a place. Actually, I don't think they bought it. They rented it. We were renting way up in the mountains, and we were living in a ghost town. Back then, I had no idea about metal detecting. I didn't know anything about gold panning or anything else. I wish I would have, but I was just a kid at the time, about 8, 9 years old. The thing is we were way far away from everybody. We lived in an old prospector's log cabin, and the floor was so sloped that if you spilled a glass of water, it didn't take but a couple of seconds for it to run to one corner of the house. Had real narrow stairs that went very steep up to the second level of the home, and that's where I slept. And I was always scared. I felt like I don't know why, but I was just scared of being up there as a kid. We used to have all kinds of critters come down to the cabin there, and it was we had a mountain lion come down and kill one of our pups. We just had a litter of pups, and they were outside. And let's see here. Oh, how to buy merch. Teresa, or let's see, Shelly, if you just send me an email at Sod Busters Metal Detecting at gmail.com and let me know what you would like, then I can get you set up with some merch there. All right. Thank you. But yeah, we had mountain lions come down down right onto the porch and kill one of our pups. And but there's still some old buildings. There's an old dance hall that's there. I don't think the cabin that we lived in is there anymore. It was in pretty bad despair. But my mom was pregnant with my little brother at the time, and she thought she was going into labor. She thought she was getting ready to have my little brother. And so my stepdad, it was really bad. We'd get snowed in. As a matter of fact, I couldn't go to school half the time because I was always snowed in with like 12 feet of snow. So my stepdad took off on snowshoes and walked all the way down to Downeyville, California from Forest City. And I think that was about 12 miles. He got down there and got the sheriff. They came up on some sort of a machine with tracks and made it as far as they could, but then they had to snowshoe back up the rest of the way. By the time they got back to the cabin, Mom had pie and coffee ready. It was false labor. So, but anyway, good memories. But all right. See, I lived in the Sierra County where I was at. I lived in the Sierra Valley. There was 3 little towns there. There was Calpine, which was the first town we lived in. We lived in Sierraville, and we lived in a town called Loyalton. And that was after living up at Forest City, up above Downeyville. But I've actually dredged and metal detected around the Sierra City, Downeyville area. A lot of history down there. That's where the gold rush took place, part of it. Lots of gold in that area, a lot of history. All right, Dan has a question for Ben. Oh, Ben, you see that?
I don't think he watches wrestling.
Not unless it's mud wrestling, you know. So
I've never seen you watch wrestling a single time. Maybe boxing, possibly, but
I like to watch MMA and, you know, boxing and stuff like that. I guess I haven't watched too much of the wrestling, but he looks like Stone Cold Steve. I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure who Stone Cold Steve is. He must be a good-looking guy, though, and stout and manly, you know. Right, Ben? Oh, gee. Can't get any credit around here.
Yeah, you never will.
Realizes that yet, Morton. You know, now he's kind of girls in school and did you see the look he had? He's kind of shy right now. He's getting embarrassed. But yeah. Show them my hair. What do you, Teresa? What do you mean show them my hair? I don't have any hair left. I used to have long hair. But I've still got hair, but it's thinning out. Yep. But there's still, and I even have a couple of teeth left. So that's how I chew out Ben every now and then. All right, let's see. Okay, do you know what the real difference are between 1 and 2 on each mode? 1 is more conductive. I'm trying to remember now. I may have to get back. I'm going to have to circle back. Hey, look at that. No, if I remember right, the first one is supposed to be more conductive to like the smaller coins, smaller items, smaller jewelry and stuff like that. Guess I better take a look and try to remember. It's been a while since I've even thought about that question, but that's a good question. Maybe we can cover that on the next stream we do here. I appreciate you guys being here. Okay, let's see here. I'm trying to answer everybody's questions here, but comments are coming on by, and I'm positive that I'm missing some of your comments. I don't intend to do that, and if I've missed a question that you have here or something, I apologize. Gary says that he goes through Sierraville on firewood runs. Sierraville, I've got a lot of history there in Sierraville. That's a neat town. I could just never go back to California now, the way things are going on there. But that is a beautiful area right there. Okay. Anand Sharma says, hi, I am Indian, best metal detector in my country. Anand, are you asking what the best metal detector would be for your area? Hello, Chris. Hey, I appreciate that comment. I'm having fun here. I'm just, I'm happy to have some people here to participate in this. This is great. Okay, here's a question, Garrett. What are some phrases to use and stay away from when seeking permissions to detect? That's a really good question. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to be doing a video on this here pretty quick, but I'll just kind of give you an idea of what I do is if you're door knocking, I guess whether you're door knocking or even making a phone call on the phone, what I want to do is introduce myself and let them know that I live in the area. Like, well, some of you may be trying to get permission somewhere away from where you live, but I find that if you let people know you're trying to get a local permission in the area where you live, say, hi, my name is Larry, and I live right over here in Genesee. Just moved in last year, and I'm trying to get to know the area a little bit because I'm into history. The other day I was driving by your property and I took a real interest in that, and it looks like it's got a lot of history to it. But basically you want to introduce yourself and then just kind of build a little bit of rapport there. You don't want to waste their day just going on into things, but just later on, just ask them, the reason I'm calling is because what I say is I have a YouTube channel. My son and I, we go out metal detecting and looking for history. And I was wondering if you would have any, trying to think of the word now. I'm on a live stream, so it's got me all messed up. Basically, would you have anything against us coming out and doing a little metal detecting? And some of them will come up with some answers and stuff or questions for you. Well, what do you do? What do you find? What are you looking for? Basically, just anything from the past. People lost and dropped things just as we do now. But I don't go into talking about, well, I'm looking for old 1800 silver coins, or I'm looking for to see if you have any gold coins out there. Or, I heard there was an encampment here way back when, a military encampment, and I'm looking for some military artifacts. Because when you start talking like that, I think that you're going to pique the interest of the landowners. Say, well, maybe I just better buy a metal detector and go do this myself, And then at that point, you're probably going to lose that permission. But I'm just looking for just some local history. We film it. We share our adventures on YouTube, and sometimes people will ask, well, what do you do with your finds? Well, what I mainly do is I just take these finds home and I keep them in a box, but I am starting to build some shadow boxes and everything to display the things that I find. Some people will ask, well, if you find anything of value, what do you do with it? Well, if we find anything of value, which normally as a metal detectorist, it's pretty rare to come up with anything that's Ben, is that you?
What?
Are you rattling something?
Oh, yeah, I'm just rattling I was just beating the table right now with my fingers. I'm just making a drum beat. Sorry.
Right. Well, don't drum right now. But anyway, so basically just, I'm just looking for items from the past that somebody may have lost or whatever, but your place really looks like it has a lot of good history to it, and it just always makes me curious what might be in the ground. So just try to build rapport when you get when you call or go to visit somebody about a permission. Try to build rapport. Don't go dressed up like a businessman in a suit and tie and everything, and don't go in grubs and everything else to where you got, you look like you just crawled out from under a rock. Just go as a human being, common clothing, walk up, present yourself. And your main thing when you go to get a permission is to build the trust of that person. And you've got a very short window from the time that you talk to or meet that person to build that trust. You got a very short window, probably within the first 30 seconds, first impressions. You guys remember that, first impressions. If you give a good first impression when seeking a permission, it's going to help you tremendously in obtaining those permissions. If you give a bad impression when they first see you, forget it. Okay. And always, if you do talk to somebody and they turn you down on when you ask permission, if they say, no, I don't think we're interested in having you do that right now, say, that's fine. I understand. I respect that. If anything ever changes, and now I have business cards for Sod Busters Metal Detecting. So I hand them a card and say, I respect that. I just wanted to check with you and see what your thoughts might be on it. If anything ever changes, if you could give me a call, I'd love to metal detect. So, and there's been times people call me back and say, you know what, we gave it some thought, and you know, we'd be kind of interested what you'd find here too. So if you still want to metal detect, come on out. So yeah, just respect what they say. Don't get upset, because you're going to get your yeses and you're going to get your nos. But I will be doing a video on that. It won't be as messed up as my explanation here on short notice, but we'll try to get you some information on best ways to get permissions to metal detect. All right, let's see here. Rattling on, you guys. Do I have you bored yet? All right. Do you have any? Sean Baldwin, do you have any recommended storage solutions for equipment, accessories, and finds? I'm new to detecting, and I live in a 2/2 hometown, no garage. Sean, what I do is I've got these brackets that I've put on the wall. They're, I don't even know what you call them. They're like a two-pronged deal that, you know, I can't do this, that stick up like this. They have that crook and they stick upward, so I can just kind of hang my detector on it up on the wall so it's not on the ground to get stepped on and stuff. What I will say is with your metal detector, like I've got the Equinox 800, if you're going to be storing your equipment for a long time, like here in the winter time, there's times I can't go and metal detect because of the weather and the frozen ground. I will, I'll make sure that I put a charge on the battery like once a month or something like that. Just hook it up, run some juice through the battery, because you don't want that battery to just sit and run dead. So just make sure that you run some juice through it. As far as storage, it really just depends on where you live and what kind of space and that you may have. Right now, we just moved here about a year ago, and I haven't got my storage completely set up for what I have. So I've just got things right now in, you know, smaller items in drawer compartments and stuff like that, silver coins and stuff like that. But yeah, just really it's something that an individual kind of has to work out for themselves. But yeah, good question. Yep, AAP's Variety Channel says to remove your batteries from your detecting equipment if you're storing it for a while. And that's true, like with your pinpointers and stuff like that. Remove those batteries so they don't corrode and get stuck in there. And yeah, it's just not good on the equipment. With the Equinox, the battery is contained in the handle of the detector. So it can be removed, but I don't recommend doing that, just because when you do that, you're taking a chance of breaking the seal for the waterproofing of that detector. But you do want to make sure you do run some juice through it from time to time. Let's see here. Teresa's just subbing. Look at this, you guys. She's subbing everybody that comes on here. If you've got a YouTube channel, Teresa's on her way, it looks like here. That's awesome. That's awesome. Sub her back, you guys. She's got a channel too there, and she's she metal detects over in Texas and Colorado. So if you guys are ever in Colorado or Texas, you might want to give Teresa a shout and see about going detecting with her there. So let's see here. Bobby Hennigar. Been lurking, watching, and learning. You have done an awesome job on your live stream. I appreciate that, Bobby. I really do. I didn't know how it was going to go today, but you guys have been an awesome community, and I'm sure I'm making some of you kind of giggle here from time to time, but I just wasn't sure how this was going to go. I was actually nervous. I'm still working on my first cup of coffee this morning too. Normally that's about 3 cups gone by now. Let's see here. I'm looking, you guys, to see what questions we got here. Okay, here's one from Scott Kielman. Will owners ask you or ask for you to give them what you find? Scott, you know what? Where I'm at and all the time that I've metal detected, I have really only had one landowner ask for my finds. That was it. Most of the time, and I can't say that this is common, but I'm sure that there are people in different areas when somebody goes and metal detects, there may be an agreement that you have to make because number one, the Equinox 800 that I use, okay, you're spending over $900 for a metal detector. You've got your pinpointer, you've got all your equipment that you're using, and somehow we want to be able to recover that cost as well. So if somebody says, well, yeah, you can metal detect, but I want everything that you find. Well, number one, that just doesn't work out too well. I mean, it depends. I mean, in my case where I'm making videos, that may be okay because I'm still going to get the footage that I can share with you guys and be able to share some history that I'm pulling up out of the ground and then return the items to the landowner. Most of the time, I haven't found that to be true, though. I found that most people say, yeah, go ahead, have at it. I've had people say, I'd be interested to see what you find. But as far as them saying, well, I want to keep your finds, I've only had one person request to keep the finds that I found. And I did give all those finds back to that landowner. I've had another person that requested one find that I found on their property because it did relate, and this is something that I would do anyway. Personally, if you are out detecting on somebody's, let's say it's an old homestead, and some of the family have had that in the family for years, and you find a piece of jewelry that maybe belonged to the homeowner's deceased mother or grandmother or something like that, that's a pretty personal item. Something like that, I would want to return that to the landowner because that's a memory, something that was gone, something they may have remembered. You know, I remember my grandma wearing that when I was just a little kid, and she's been gone for 15, 20 years now. I can't believe you found that. I would return that ring and say, you know what? That belongs to you. So for the most time, if somebody's interested in your finds while you're metal detecting, you may need to discuss some sort of an agreement, and say, well, normally we don't find anything of great value, but if we do, perhaps we can discuss a split of some sort. This is your property, but without the metal detector, it never would have been found either. So if we could discuss a compromise to where maybe there's a buyout, or something along those lines. It's hard to say. I really haven't had to have that discussion with anybody. Most people just say, you know what, go ahead, have at it. And I've even had people tell me, I'm not even interested in anything that you find. You just go have fun. So, but that's a great question. Great question. Let's see here. First pick agreements is what I use. NorCal detecting. First pick agreements is what I use. Oh, okay. So, yeah, that's a good idea. So if you get a permission, you find some items, and then you meet with the landowner. You just say, you know what, your choice of item. Is that what you're talking about, NorCal? That seems like that would be a great. I think that would be a great agreement right there. That's a good idea. I haven't even thought, that never crossed my mind to do it that way. It's a good, see, I learned from you guys. That's awesome. Okay, Gary's metal detecting. How much for a t-shirt, Larry? Gary, in the US, I sell my t-shirts for $20, and that's shipped to anywhere in the USA. So if you're interested in a t-shirt or something, just send me an email at sodbustersmetalDetecting@gmail.com and let me know your address and your size. I take PayPal, and so I'll give you the PayPal address, and if you're interested in a shirt, then I'll get one off to you in the mail. So thanks for that question. I returned a service medal from World War II. That's awesome. So there was a veteran that lost a medal, and you were able to return that, huh? That's Ron. Right Patch Ron, you guys. Man, talk about a metal detectorist. Ron doesn't live too far from me. I'm looking for a chance to get over and do some metal detecting with Ron. That guy has some knowledge. Hey, Ron, almost as much as me, guy. Just kidding. I know you got a lot of experience out there. Let's see here. Yep, lay it out and go over it. That's awesome. I really like that idea of first pick. That's really neat. But if it's a gold coin and the rest you found was Wheaties, that'd be a tough one, wouldn't it? Sometimes this hobby may break your heart. Yep, curb strips. I found a lot of silver in curb strips. Oh. Scott Kielman, great first live chat. I appreciate you and all the great information on your channel. It has really helped me out being new. Well, Scott, I really do appreciate you watching the channel. It helps my channel when you guys watch and leave comments and share the videos and stuff like that. It's awesome. Okay, so Buddell, I ask, at what level do you have set your iron bias at the on the Knox 800. That just depends on the area. Some of the areas that I hunt, like in old ghost towns, you're going to find tons and tons of iron. So you're going to have to really just kind of figure out and just do this one notch at a time with your iron bias. You know, if it's a lot of iron and that's all that you're hearing, you're not going to hear the good targets. So you're going to want to set your iron bias up a little bit to try and discriminate some of that. But as far as parks and stuff, I set the iron bias down low. I'll run, you know, in a cleaner area, I'll run like a 2, even a 1 down on the iron bias. But I don't worry too much about that. I've gotten to the point where I can hear the good targets, even amongst the trash, and I'll run with all metal mode, and you can hear that iron. Sounds like a machine gun going off in some places with all that iron. But if you can just really pay attention and learn those tones, but you can run your iron bias up a little bit. You don't want to run it up so high that you discriminate out good targets, though, because you can do that too. So I try to keep the iron bias on a lower setting if possible. You know, if you're in a lot of iron, I would say run it up to about a 4 or 5 and see how that does for you. But yeah. Great love, Sod. A lot of great information. I've learned a few things. I love your Knox tutorials, and they have helped me with getting used to mine. That's awesome. That's awesome. As long as I can help and send you in the right direction to help you find more treasure, that makes me happy. You know, I get a 50-50 split on that, though, right? Just kidding you. All right. Gary's metal detecting. I take pictures for memories. Next, I try to find the owner. Clad I keep. All jewelry not returned to owner usually ends up with one or other sisters. Yep. Yeah, I hear that. They sometimes you get the ladies coming along saying, I like that ring, and so it ends up going to them. So, well, I just had to block that guy. I'm sorry, you guys, if you've seen that. I don't allow profanity. I don't care if it's on my channel or if it's in a chat. I will not put up with that. We need to have respect for everybody that's on here. I'm sorry if you guys saw that comment or that profile that was on there. Luckily, I was able to find the block button pretty quick. Let's see here. You know, Ron, that iron bias F1, F2, they did that update for the bottle caps and stuff. To me, I don't care. I don't even care to discriminate out those bottle caps between F1 and F2. I don't know. I've ran them both, and right now I'm running F2, but I don't care if I pick up signals from those bottle caps. I mean, some of those bottle cap signals end up to be a good ring. So you run the Equinox too, Ron. What do you think about that? Holy cow, 5 diamonds, 5-carat diamond in a ring on a curb strip. That's nice. The owner of Outlaw Metal Detectors, he just helped a lady find an earring, and I could not believe the size of the diamond in that earring. It was huge. I mean, it looked like I don't think you see wedding bands, ladies' wedding bands with diamonds that big. These earrings were they were rocks. Have no idea what the carat was or anything else, but what a find. And she got a hold of Dan to go out and help her find this ring. So Dan loaded up, I think, 5 metal detectors or something like that, and put a metal detector in everybody's hand. And set it up for him, said, all right, you guys, we're all going to search for this earring. They had a sample of the lady's other earrings, so they all got to swing their detector and see what it came up as on the VDI. They knew it was going to be a surface find. So he got them all set up. They started detecting. The lady that actually lost the earring, I guess he got the Equinox set up. I'm pretty sure it was the Equinox that he set up, and handed it to her while he went to go back to the truck to grab another metal detector. As he was walking back towards her, only about, I think he said it was like 5 or, I don't know, 7, 8 feet from where he left off metal detecting, he watched her. She was detecting. She got a signal. She got down on the ground and started sorting through the grass. And he said the next thing that he saw was her he said her head just went to the ground and she just started sobbing. I mean, just bawling. I guess these earrings that she had for something like 25, 30 years. I don't know what the story is behind that, but talk about rewarding, just being able, especially she was able to find it. She was able to find it again for herself. It's things like that, you guys. It's pretty special stuff. So let's see here. I don't have a YouTube video yet. I just retired from nursing in January and started metal detecting. Shelly, I'm sure you're loving the hobby already. All right. You're in the group, so you're in the Sod Busters Metal Detecting Facebook group, Shelly. So anytime you have any questions, feel free to reach out. So, well, you guys, it's 11:02 right now. We've been on here for about 2 hours now. I think I'm going to go ahead, and if anybody has anything they want me to answer really quick, we'll take another question or two, but I'm going to let you all have your day back. And like I say, if you need any Sod Busters metal detecting hats, shirts, feel free to send me an email at sodbustersmetaldetecting@gmail.com. If you're looking for metal detecting supplies or metal detectors, go to outlawmetaldetecting@outlawmetaldetectors.com and let them know that Sod Busters Metal Detecting sent you. And like I said, anybody that purchases a metal detector of any sort is also going to receive a Sod Busters Metal Detecting hat. Okay, so we want to make you look good while you're out there metal detecting. All right. What are you laughing about, Ben? Look at him over there grinning. So, all right, you guys, I appreciate all of you. Knox 800 is awesome. Yes, it is. It's a good detector. All right, you guys, thank you all. I appreciate you. You're an awesome community. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so and share it with others, you guys. I'd like to reach that 10,000 subscribers by August. So you guys have been, you have made this first live stream the very best I could have ever expected. I mean, I was not expecting it to really go this good. I'm going to grab one more comment here. Let's see, metal detection, very good first stream. Personally, I feel you have that. Let's see, personally, I feel what you have for streaming now is working great. Thanks for the entertainment. Thank you, Dan. I will be increasing the. I'm going to go with the paid version of this, so the video quality will be better. But thank you guys a lot. I appreciate it. You're awesome. And you guys have a great day. Keep your eyes peeled on the channel because, like I say, next week I'm hitting the Oregon coast. And hopefully I can find some of those great big diamond earrings or something. But you guys are awesome. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks for joining. Have a great day.